if you see me wearing the same thing, even the same hat for like 3 or 4 videos, and you see the videos on different days, it's not because I'm gross and I'm just wearing the same thing over and over. It's because I do shower, but I can't believe I got a disclaimer. But it's because I record a couple videos a day, so then I can put them out throughout the week because I can't sit recording every day. I do have a job and a family to support and stuff like that, so I can't record every single day. But anyway, guys, today we're gonna watch When Cops Fell into Deadly Traps, which of course happens, just an endless amount of things that happen. These body cam videos are awesome, man. I fell in love with them. I'm gonna start reacting to things, but these body cam videos, I love them. My wife really got me into them. She'd be watching them, and I was like, damn. So let's go ahead and knock it out.
Mr. Yu, can you hear me?
These are cases where police officers fall into deadly traps set by criminals, beginning with the ruthless criminal who lured cops to his home only to ambush them.
Hey.
Who's all in the house? It's me.
At 2 a.m. on February 11th,
I remember this
2022,
one.
Phoenix police officers rushed to the home of 36-year-old Morris Richard Jones III after he reported that armed intruders had broken in and shot his wife.
Phoenix 911, where is your emergency?
It's a gunshot wound.
It's a gunshot wound.
Where?
We got an intruder.
We had an intruder.
Baby, wake up. It's a gunshot wound. We had an intruder.
I got that. Can I talk to one person who got shot?
My wife.
Who?
They came in here trying to rob us. They came in here and robbed us.
The officers quickly reached the residence, ready to intervene and save Richard's dying wife, not realizing
They tried to rob us. They came in here and robbed us.
they were heading into a trap.
Come on. Come on. You sucking all our blood. Come on, bro. Come on. Who's all in the house?
Huh?
Who's all in the house?
It's me.
Who's you?
Wow, he just pulled on. Okay, this is a good reason why. This is a great reason to see why cops approach people the way they do. And everybody, sorry, I was one of those folks, man. I was one of those folks that back in the day, before I went to the academy, you know, because even the CEOs go through this training also. Before I went to the academy, I used to be like, yo, why do cops always approach people like that so cautious? Why are they scared? Why are they, you know what I'm saying? Like, why they look so scared and this, that, and the third? Why they always got their hand near their weapon? Everybody, I hear everybody say that. Oh, if they scared, why they doing that? That's why. That's why. Because you never know. Listen, it's not the 150 people that don't do anything. It's the one person that does. Nobody wants to understand that. Everybody, oh, I don't understand why they gotta put their hand near their weapon. I don't understand why they got. Well, it doesn't matter if you understand it or not. They still gonna do it. I'd rather they do it than don't do it, and we end up getting just a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of cops getting shot. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody else getting shot either, but you know what I mean? For their safety, you know what I mean? You gotta be ready and assume that everyone is a potential. Shit, I'm not a cop right now, you know, and I go around and I always think everybody has a potential to do harm. So I'm always on alert. I don't know if that's a PTSD thing from the army, but I'm always alert.
I've been shot. Die.
Richard opened fire on the officers, with the one at the front taking the brunt of the attack, suffering multiple gunshots to the chest before managing to escape. The other officers were also hit, forcing them to retreat, call for backup, and secure the building's perimeter. Meanwhile, Richard barricaded himself inside the house along with his wife, whom we later learned he had shot, and remained inside after a prolonged standoff. Richard's brother, who was also inside the house, emerged carrying the couple's infant and surrendered to the police. As officers rushed to rescue the infant, whom the brother had placed on the front porch, Richard struck once again.
Hey, come with me.
baby. Door. I got the baby.
Jesus.
Several other officers were shot, and others were injured by shrapnel during the rescue attempt. Eventually, SWAT officers arrived with advanced equipment to try and save the baby.
Damn, they left the baby on. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, why did they? I mean, I get it. He starts shooting. It's, you don't know, unless you've been shot at. You know, you're not gonna understand. You're not gonna understand. You know, he left the baby there. He probably started shooting as they were gonna grab that baby, and you heard the clack clack clack. Immediately, your fight or flight kicks in, and it was flight. Flight kicked in.
Here, baby.
Oh my God.
Shortly after,
That's horrible,
SWAT
man.
officers breached the home and found the suspect dead on the floor from what was later determined to be self-inflicted gunshot wounds. They also discovered the body of his wife, 29-year-old Shatifa Lobley, whom he had shot. In total, 9 officers were injured during the encounter, with the first responding officer suffering the most severe wounds. However, all the officers survived. In the next case, the suspect, acting like a deranged individual, attempted to blow up the officers who arrived at his home.
James, stay away from your front door.
On December 4th, 2023, an Arlington police officer on patrol rushed to a residence after hearing
Yo, he finished the whole house. The level of explosives he used.
what sounded like gunfire. Upon arriving at the apartment, he chose not to enter after neighbors warned him that the homeowner was a reclusive conspiracy theorist who believed the U.S. government was targeting him with spies. The officer later determined that the sounds he had heard were flares fired by the suspect, who had barricaded himself inside. Recognizing the unstable behavior of the homeowner,
Yo, okay, so here's the thing. I have a conspiracy podcast. Well, I'm starting it again. I used to have it for 3 years. I'm starting it again. I talk about all kinds of things on my TikTok also that have to do with conspiracies and true crime and things like that. And I've always been a big conspiracy theorist. I love reading about them. I love all that. But you have to know how to level that. You got to know how to, you know what I mean? There's a certain level where you just can't pass it. When you find yourself doing things out of the norm that you've been doing, like he's barricading himself, you're getting paranoid, like things like that, you got to really take a step back. There was a point where, even with the food, I'm big on, that the food in America is trying to kill us, but at the same time, I found myself going too far with it. You know what I'm saying? Like going way too far. And I had to take a step back. I'm not saying I'm just gonna eat whatever, but I'm not gonna go too far where I'm getting all paranoid and stuff. And there's a lot of things messed up. For example, in whatever country you're in. I'm in the U.S., so but at the same time, again, had to take a step back from that, because I was all like, oh, the U.S. this, the U.S. that, the U.S. this, the U.S. that. If the U.S. was so bad, I wouldn't live here. If it was really that, if it was like, I'd move. You know what I'm saying? And then this is going into the fact, I hate people that, you know what I'm saying? And this, I've seen it, people do this a lot. They did it in Africa, they did it in Europe. They will go to a country, even in the Middle East, they'll go to a country, move to a country, right? Or even visit it. We were working in Africa, right? And you chose to go there. You chose to go there. It wasn't like they made you go there. You weren't like, taken on a slave ship or anything. You chose to go there. And you talking crap about it. Like everything's bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same, that's what happens with, conspiracy theorists a lot. They fall into this thing in their head where it gets extreme. And that's with anything in life, but in this case, this guy went to the extreme with his conspiracies.
56-year-old James Yu, the officer, immediately called for backup.
Arlington County Police! Stop shooting the flares! Mr. Yu, can you hear me? Mr. Yu!
The suspect continued firing flares for hours into the night, prompting officers to evacuate nearby residents while still opting not to enter the home. Eventually, SWAT officers brought in an armored vehicle to breach the door, as none of the officers were willing to enter blindly, unsure of what kind of ambush might await them.
Whoa.
James, Arlington Police, come to the front door with your hands up. Do it now. We have your building surrounded. You're not leaving. Come to the door now with your hands up. James, this is the Arlington Police Department. We need you to move away from your front door. James, stay away from your front door. Stay away from your front door.
As the armored vehicle breached the front door, James opened fire, but no officers were hit as they remained inside the vehicle, while others maintained a safe distance. Unable to reach or communicate with James after breaching the door, the officers proceeded to break through the windows, unaware of the evil plans James had planned for them.
Bro, the whole house.
James had
whole
retreated to
house.
his basement and ignited kegs of gasoline, triggering a massive explosion. The officers attempting to breach the windows were fortunate to be inside a heavily armored vehicle, as the outcome could have been drastically different. Here are various other angles of the explosion.
Bro, them armored vehicles. I've been in armored vehicles. And I've been in armored vehicles during an explosion. Them armored vehicles. You see how he just kind of looked at the guy and exploded. If you were in a regular vehicle, you wouldn't, because you would feel a lot of the impact. But those armored vehicles got armor on the bottom, sides, up, down. The glass is reinforced. It's not regular glass. You feel really safe in them. I've seen them get hit with things that put them on their side. But to penetrate these things, it takes a lot. And, that was mostly wood flying and a lot of other things, some metal, but not enough for that vehicle to be, anything to happen. The most I could see happening is maybe the tires, but you feel safe.
Fortunately, all officers not inside the armored truck were far enough from the explosion to avoid severe harm, though several sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The incident ultimately became a body recovery mission for James, who was caught in his own explosion. The next case was utterly insane, with the suspect relentlessly setting trap after trap for the unsuspecting police officers. On March 29, 2024, a Sparks police officer in Nevada pulled over 34-year-old Anthony Wade, who was driving a Ford truck without license plates, unaware that he was walking into a trap.
Damn.
Shots fired! Shots fired! It's going westbound, eastbound. I'm shot. It's just 1050.
Wade opened fire on the officer, who narrowly escaped injury by sheer luck, as a bullet grazed his neck and head, while his vest stopped another. Wade fled in his vehicle, but crashed shortly afterward, then ran on foot, triggering a police lockdown of the entire neighborhood. Soon after, dispatch received calls from a homeowner, reporting that the suspect had broken into her house, prompting the rapid deployment of numerous armed officers to the scene.
He was on the backyard and came inside.
Where is he?
I think he went to the other house.
Hey, just cover me just in case the guy might be in there. Show me your hands. Sparks police. Put your hands up. Stop. That doesn't look like anyone's in there.
If you don't believe it or not, there's going to be someone in the comments who's going to take the side of the criminals. The people, they're going to say, just to say something bad about the cops, they're going to take the side of the criminals. No matter what they do, they're going to, there's always at least one There's more than that, but there's always at least one.
All right, so we have a critical incident that's going on. It's kind of dangerous right now. Did anyone jump inside your yard or backyard? No. Where are you headed to?
To the store.
Okay. What I need you to do, can you go inside your house and shelter in place? Let's get this family out of here.
Unknowingly to the officers, Wade was hiding in the back seat of a car, holding the homeowner hostage. He had intended for her to drive him out of the neighborhood, but when that was no longer an option, he forced her back into the house. Before officers could piece everything together and return to search the residence, being the closest to the one he had previously broken into, Wade was already lying in wait, this time with more traps prepared.
What up, please? Hey, stand up. Are you hurt? No. Get her out. Get her out. Get her out. Get her out. I got you. I got you.
One of the officers immediately dragged the hostage to safety, while several brave officers stayed behind to confront Wade.
No, he's in. Back away. He's shooting me. Get the fuck out of there!
One of the officers was shot, but his vest stopped the bullet, while another narrowly survived after a bullet struck his hearing protection. However, the ordeal didn't end there. The suspect managed to escape once again, this time caught on a police drone as he jumped a fence into another property.
Yo, those people in those houses are probably that trauma, like, I don't know how you could live in that house after that. I wouldn't be able to live in the house. Seriously, like, people, well, I probably could. But normally, with that trauma, you know, if I'm alone, I probably could. But with my family, no. Because they're probably going to be traumatized. You can't, that's your house. Once you violate that sanctity, that safety of the house, everything's out the window, man. You can't stay there, bro. Like, mentally, spiritually, all that, you know what I mean? You're gonna have PTSD in that house. You're not gonna feel safe coming home.
Prompting officers to quickly rescue the woman inside. Wade then barricaded himself in the home, refusing to surrender despite hours of failed negotiations. When SWAT officers finally breached the house, they found no sign of him, but as they moved toward the garage, they were walking straight into another trap.
I got you.
The officers retreated once again as Wade opened fire on them. After 2 hours of attempting to make verbal contact without a response, they advanced toward the garage once more, where they discovered Wade lying dead. An autopsy later confirmed that he had died from gunshot wounds. In the next case, an innocent police officer and father of 3 paid the ultimate price when he fell into a trap set by an evil criminal he was trying to rescue. On May 30th, 2024, Minneapolis officers responded to a building following reports of a gunshot and an active mass shooting. Upon arrival, the first officer encountered a man who appeared to have been shot. As the officer moved to assist him, something crazy happened.
512, look, we have at least 2 victims outside at the location bleeding. Who shot you? Who shot you? Are there victims inside?
Officer Jamal Mitchell, attempting to perform an act of goodwill by helping what he believed to be a victim, was fatally shot by the actual gunman who had been pretending to be injured. As eyewitnesses observed the incident, it wasn't long before additional officers flooded the scene.
Where? Where's the guy shooting? That guy, come here. Yeah, go. What's up? He's out? Multiple shots being fired. Come on. Reload. Reload. Straight ahead. I got you. Stay around 22nd and 21st. They're shooting somewhere between the blocks.
Copy. Stay away from 22nd to 21st and Blaisdell. He's shooting from that block.
Get up, get up, get up, get up! We need handcuffs on him!
Other arriving officers managed to kill the gunman, 34-year-old Mustafa Mohammed, a career criminal who had fatally shot Officer Jamal Mitchell, a father of 3 who was soon to be married, in cold blood. The gun.
See what I'm saying, man? You never know what you're getting into, man. These guys never know, bro. They never know. He went out to help this dude. He saw him on the ground. And the dude was the one, you know what I'm saying, who was doing all the shooting, all the, you know what I mean? And again, somebody's going to say something. Somebody's going to be like, well, somebody's going to make an excuse for this guy.
Gunman also killed 1 other person and injured 4 additional victims during the incident. The next case was entirely different, as the officer fell into a trap set by her own colleague.
What?
On July 20th, 2020, 2 Cleveland police officers responded to a call about an individual standing in a boarding house bathroom with a firearm.
Here, here.
What number did you say he's in?
4. My door's open.
He's got a gun?
4. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. He's in here. They're here. They're here. They're here. They're here.
Who are you talking to?
The fucking this man is talking. They're going to the bathroom door. It's right here. Right.
I hope he had his gun out, bro. I don't think he did. I hope he had that weapon out. This is why. Why do the officers gotta have their weapons out? Why do the officers gotta walk with their hands by their weapons? I swear, clueless people, man. Clueless people just fail to do a little bit of soul searching and research. And a little bit of common sense. Put all that together and you'll see why. You'll see why. We let the internet, like short form videos, not even whole videos. We let short form videos dictate what we think, like TikToks and Instagram Reels. That's where we get our information from. I don't understand. Also, why do I was never on the road, but why do police, and this is something like, bro, I would be calling for backup. They'd fire me. I'd be get fired. Be like, yo, you always calling for backup. What's up? What, you always calling for another officer? Like, I'm not doing anything by myself. Unless, you know, it's a person who needs CPR or something like that, who needs help. But I'm not finna walk into a house at night like this by myself. I'm calling more backup. Hey, man, dude just told me that somebody has a gun here. I need like 2 more officers here, maybe 3, 4, 5. Send the whole precinct. I don't care. Crazy.
Shot fired! Hey, get in the car! Kill that! Shot fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! We need 911 right now. Kill that! Get in the car and take you to the hospital.
The male cop rookie officer, Bailey Gannon, inexperienced and untested, panicked upon spotting the gunman, even though the suspect wasn't firing at him. In a moment of fear, he ran, abandoning his partner, Officer Jennifer Killnap, and recklessly fired over his head, accidentally shooting her in the process.
Oh
Killnap suffered severe injuries as she experienced nerve damage that caused chronic pain in her dominant arm and wrist.
Oh my God. The suspect that they went in to see, he had a gun, but he didn't fire. The officer saw it. I guess he was a rookie, like they said. He panicked when he saw the gun. It was close to him. He panicked, went out, and started firing. And hit his partner. Bro, that is crazy. That is insane. See, he panicked. And yes, people do panic. People do panic. Especially you go into a dark house, you know, somebody said, yo, it's a gun. And then you see that person right in front of you with the gun. You're going to panic. That's one of those things, man. You really got to... Your training has to come in. You know, he didn't shoot. He should have had his weapon. If anything, he should have shot at the. He shouldn't have ran. He should have just shot at the. I mean, take a step back, say gun, 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 so his partner can go down, can at least take some cover or something. I don't think he said gun, gun, gun. I think he just ran and then started shooting. He didn't say anything. That's why we have verbals. That's why you hear police saying loud verbals. Be loud. You got to be loud. Stop resisting. Gun, gun, gun. Everything you're doing is loud. Even in the military, when we went out on patrols and did stuff, we said everything we were doing loud so the next person can hear and be, oh, okay, this is what's happening. This is what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Preventing her from returning to duty due to both physical injuries and PTSD.
Bro.
Despite his actions, Gannon faced no disciplinary consequences. Instead, just 3 months after the shooting, he received an exceeding expectations rating in his annual performance review. This prompted Killnap to file a lawsuit against the police department, the city, and Gannon, whose father was later revealed to be a sergeant within the department.
Yeah, nah. Nah. Listen, I get it. But he shot somebody, man. He shot a fellow officer. You're done, bro. But, his father was a sergeant on there, so I'm sure he pulled some stuff. He knew people. You should be done. And this happens. This happens often. Let's be honest. Let's be realistic and honest. Let's be realistic. This happens. We all know. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people, oh, the police are so fucking bad. But I'm also not a person that's going to be like, the police are perfect and the police do everything right. No, they be fucking up. They fuck up. And this is one of their fuck ups. Every job has a fuck up. This is one of their fuck ups.
The next case was a traffic stop went wrong as the suspect caught the officers completely off guard. On August 30th, 2021, two Brevard County Sheriff deputies were conducting a traffic stop on a car containing 3 adult males and a 2-month-old baby. 2 of the men were outside the car during the stop, and as one of the deputies instructed the third occupant to exit the vehicle, the sheriff deputies were in for a big surprise.
I'll watch it for you. He's all right. I got babies. Oh, you got a dog too? Hell. I'll make sure they're all right. I got babies too, man. Huh? Okay. Shit! Shit!
Oh. The music in the background is making it a little creepy too. Damn! Listen, let me tell you something. Understand, I need you to put yourself in his shoes. You're at a traffic stop. Regular traffic stop, probably for expired something or something, whatever. You ran a red light. You're thinking, I'm just gonna tell this guy he ran a red light. That's it. Oh, let's look. Let me get him out of the car. Just talk to him. Blah blah blah. The other officers talking to him. Then dude comes out. You know what I'm saying, with a rifle. Just starts bucking on you. Bah bah bah. He already tried to take your life. Cause I know somebody's gonna say, why you gotta put so many in him? Oh, why you gotta shoot so many times? Somebody's gonna say that, I promise you. But anyway, your adrenaline is at 150% right now, maybe 200%. Your fight or flight. Once he realizes he's got the upper hand, he's not thinking 1 bullet, 2 bullets, just to stop him. He's thinking, this guy just tried to kill me. I'm gonna neutralize him completely. That's what he's thinking. And he also doesn't know what the other 2 are gonna do. You still got 2 other guys who ran. You know what I'm saying?
The gunman, 38-year-old Paris Wilder, a career criminal with over 23 felony arrests, was pronounced dead at the scene, while the assaulted officer suffered significant lacerations and tissue damage to the head. In this case, a criminal lured the police to a location only to launch an attack on the responding officer. On February 3rd, 2025, at 2:38 p.m., Fairfax County Police responded to a suspicious event on Fair Lakes Parkway. A caller claimed to have killed 2 people. While investigating, a 16-year-old male suspect ran toward an officer and immediately assaulted him.
This dude was trying to join a gang, bro. There's some gang initiation shit. Yo, you gotta take out an officer. He trying to be like a legend in his neighborhood. I bet you.
You stuck?
Ooh.
No. Give me your hand. You alright?
During the attack, the teen stabbed the officer in the upper body before being taken into custody. The officer, a 6-year veteran, was hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries and later released. Investigators confirmed the suspect made the false 911 call. He remains in custody and charged with malicious wounding. In the next case, the cops...
I know there's some situations, bro, and this is for the police. There's some situations where I'm like, and again, okay, I understand. I'm sitting here in my house. It's easy to talk when you're sitting in your house from the comfort of your home. It's easy to be a lawyer, and I'm just doing reactions. But why wouldn't you put at least one in this kid? I don't care. I know. I get it. He just tried to stab you, take your life. That's what he was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't trying to give you like a nice drawing of you so you could hang it up in the refrigerator, how much he appreciates what you do. He was trying to take your life. And you would, yeah, they did the right thing. Yeah, they stopped him, whatever. But what if he would have really done a life-threatening, puncture wound or something on his body? Like, yo, this kid's not gonna learn. I'm gonna tell you right now. This kid, I guarantee you, that was some gang initiation shit. That was something so he could look good for the homies and join some gang. And this was a white kid too. And I gotta throw that out because somebody's gonna throw skin color into this in the comments. Again, comments are flooded with people just with all kinds of knowledge. It was some gang initiation shit to look cool, to be like, hey, let me see how down you are. Yo, I'm gonna go stab a cop. You know what I mean?
Cops couldn't believe their eyes when a suspect they had prior altercation with lured them back to his house, where he had set up traps in wait.
Shots fired, shots fired. More cars, send everyone.
On October 12th, 2022, Connecticut police pursued Nicholas Brutcher after a bar fight led to his ejection from the establishment. Responding to calls from patrons, officers tracked Nicholas and his brother's truck, eventually conducting a traffic stop. A physical altercation ensued between Nicholas and the police, and he was ultimately released with a public disturbance ticket. However, Nicholas wasn't finished. Upon returning home, he dialed 911 and falsely reported an emergency to lure officers to his residence. Once they arrived, he donned camouflage attire, armed himself, and lay in wait at the side door for the approaching officers, and they were in for a big surprise.
Here, right now.
Shots fired!
Concealed in some bushes in front of his parents' house, Nicholas opened fire on the 3 arriving officers. He fatally shot 2 of them, while the third managed to escape with gunshot wounds to the leg. However, Nicholas's rampage did not end there. He continued to shoot at the 2 officers he had already gunned down.
Shots fired, shots fired. More cars, send everyone.
Why would you let this guy go, bro? I mean, I'm saying that because I know the outcome of what happened. But he got into a bar fight, you know what I mean? Then he got into an altercation with a cop. He got into an altercation with you. Officers. I'm talking to officers. He got into an altercation with you. You had to push this dude. In the video, the guy pushed him. How you gonna let him? No.
Officer shot.
The officer, fortunate not to have fallen alongside his colleagues, now had one critical duty: to stop the shooter. As Nicholas continued to fire at his presumably deceased victims at close range, determined to intervene, the officer performed something truly remarkable.
One down. Suspect down.
Nicholas's parents could only scream in horror as officers took down their son with a single, precise shot from 40 yards away, striking him at the base of the skull and
that's pretty impressive.
Killing him instantly. During his rampage, Nicholas had fired a total of 80 shots, 24 of which struck and killed the first officer, and 6 of which fatally wounded the second officer. The third officer, who fired the decisive shot that ended Nicholas's life, survived his own gunshot wound. If you enjoy videos like this, please...
Bro, that's insane. That is insane. That's crazy. But you see what what this job consists of, being a police officer, man. It's not like, I don't know. I hear people talking, you know, civilians. We always like to say what we would have done, how it should have been done. None of us are trained. Well, most of us. I'm trained, so I see it a little bit differently. You know what I mean? People who are trained are going to see it differently. People who've gone through any type of training are going to see it differently. We're going to see it and understand why he's doing this, why he's walking here, why he did that. And again, people make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? People make mistakes. The mistake in this particular situation was letting that guy go when he got into an altercation with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. But anyway, that's all I got, man. Like and subscribe. Follow me on social media, guys. And I'll see you on the next smoke.